everybody. I am Lewis Perry.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on? I am trying to, I like this new app that we are in, but I'm having a hard time with it sharing to my actual page. I don't know if anybody else is doing that. Are you having a hard time doing that to your actual page?
I shared your stream to my Facebook.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, if I'm like trying to send it to somebody, or if I'm trying to like share it to a whole bunch of groups,
Oh, that's
I
what you
can't.
mean. I don't
Yeah,
know how
it's
to help
not
you there.
letting me do that. I'm like, hey, what's going on
You
here?
know what you would need to do?
No, you tell
Give
me.
it a swift dingleberry.
Hey, well, if you mess with the dingle, you're going to get the berry. I got to say once again, thank you to Dave Losh for that like amazing
Epic.
intro. I know, isn't it epic? And
I love
speaking
it.
of, our guest tonight is like super epic. And I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just trying to get this shared here.
I got you.
No.
Dingleberry!
We got dingleberries coming in already. Dude, I had such a blast with you this past Saturday.
Oh, on Fortnite?
Yes, I never played that game before.
It's a lot of fun when you get used to it.
Yeah, I did. I had fun.
Good.
I had lots of fun. And loud intro. Yes, of course the intro's loud. It's gotta be. It's music that is made loud to be played loud. You know what I'm saying right there?
Yeah, but don't blast people's ear holes.
Well, it's only your ear hole that we're blasting.
Dang it!
Yeah, dang it. What? You didn't like that, did you? No.
It happens every time I stream.
So anyway, what you do this past weekend before we bring our guest on?
I streamed and gamed.
Well, I know that. We just established that. You streamed and gamed with
I ate food. I slept. Hi, Schwabbits.
You didn't play. You didn't.
Schwabbits says hi.
You didn't. What's going on?
Them ear holes.
Last them ear holes. Ear holes. We're gonna have to use that. That's a new slang for us.
Ear holes.
So you didn't watch any movies or anything like that? Any movies? I watched a documentary about boobs.
Boobs.
Yes, I did.
I watched Chainsaw Man and Dragon Ball Daima, and I heard Stephanie Nadolny's voice. Stephanie.
Oh, good friend. I did. I kind of.
What?
Rose was laughing at me. She goes, "Only I would watch a
boobs
documentary." Yes, I did. It was America's fixation with boobs or something like that. I don't know.
He keeps freezing. Guy, I do have my own language, yes. Oh, most definitely.
Anyway, so without further ado.
You learned some of my words this weekend.
Our guest. Well, some of them. Anyway, just because, I was in the ring back then. And you got surprised tonight, but seeing some pictures of me. I'm a wrestling fan than me. If you've been to any convention in the area, you've seen him.
Yes.
He's got a podcast.
Dang it, Bobby.
It's coming out, and I'm going to talk to him a little bit about the podcast. He better not be. He's one of the nicest guys you can ever meet. And you're a guest at the convention.
I will be a cosplay guest.
Yes, you're going to be a cosplay guest. And you're a double booker. Because not only are you a cosplay guest, but the Angrygeeks are also a guest. So that means you're a guest there too.
I'm doubling up. Double fisting. Not like that. Oh my God. God damn it.
Yes. And
why you keep freezing?
Without further ado, we're going to bring in the one and Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Good.
Appreciate you having me.
What's going on?
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
New England. You have to be one of the nicest guys that I've ever met with me doing this. And I just got to say thank you for always giving me a shot, always being kind to us when we're out on the floor and everything. And it's always been an honor and a pleasure to even, make your.
Oh no, I appreciate that. No, it's always been awesome to bump into you. You
So
know,
I
this
want
has
to
been
get right off and say thank
many
you for
many
that.
years now. We've been friends and bumping into each other at all these Comic Cons, and obviously we have the same interests. We both have a passion for interviewing, and you've hosted Q&A panels obviously every year, and it's always great to see both of you, at the shows, because it's almost a guarantee that I'm going to see both of you pretty much at any show that I'm at.
Well, I want to thank you for that. I mean, it's fantastic. So, what can you tell us about New England Fan Fest that we already don't know, and for our new viewers? Yeah, new people.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of new, it's a new location for us. So it's the first time that we're ever going to be in Seekonk, Massachusetts, the Ramada Inn Hotel. So we're trying something new. We've had different locations over the years, and this is this is close to home for me. I've always been a fan of Seekonk. I've worked in Seekonk. I used to run my wrestling promotion mainly out of Seekonk many years ago. So it's kind of like a homecoming per se, but it's going to be interesting because it's opening basically the doors to a new audience. Maybe how New England is. If you live in Cranston, it's too far to drive to Johnston, Rhode Island. Maybe they could be 15 minutes apart, and that's just how people are in this area. So the diehards and the regulars, they'll be there. They follow us from show to show, but I'm hoping that we can open the doors to some new faces and people that have never learned about FanFest. But it's all going down. Ramada Inn Hotel, 213 Taunton Ave, right on Route 44. And that's Seekonk, Massachusetts. It's about 30 seconds from the Rhode Island line, so it's very convenient, right up against East Providence, Rhode Island there. And it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that's on Saturday, April the 5th.
April the 5th, and that's just in a couple weeks. So
Almost
be
here.
there. Yeah, be there or be square. Now, over the years, you had Goldberg, and you had last year you had Dennis Rodman last year, and over the years you had Arn Anderson, and the list goes on, and Sabu last year.
Yeah.
Who is on your bucket list to get to the convention that you haven't had yet? And then to follow that up, the fans. Who are the fans asking you to bring in?
Well, we listen to the fans every year, so there's always some new guests. Like you said, Sabu. That was his first time with us. Abdullah the Butcher at the last show. That was his first time with us. A lot of requests for Abdullah over the years. But if you're talking requests, I could probably answer that within the same question, as well as somebody I've always wanted to be a part of the show. That's WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle's finally going to be a part of this show. So, it took 10 fan fests to get him here. But he's coming in. He's going to be brought to you by What the Figs, Toys and Collectibles. And we're really looking forward to it. The fans are looking forward to it. Kurt Angle had a big appearance scheduled in the New England area recently, unfortunately got canceled. So this is going to be a great opportunity to come out, meet the Hall of Famer. He's such a nice guy. I've met him before, but I always wanted him to be a part of FanFest, and I think that this is going to be special for the fans, for sure.
Yay.
Right. Hazen TTV says ICP.
Oh, Hazen. Hi, Hazen. ICP would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if they do FanFest. I've never seen them at any cons before, but
It's
that would
worth
be
asking.
interesting.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I would so be like in their line.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But you're working. You ain't got no time for baseball. You're working.
Baseball.
It's a line. No crying in baseball. It's a line. Never mind.
What?
Yeah, you can go get autographs. And some big damn names. Yeah, so we also got Sergeant Slaughter coming in.
Oh, I remember seeing him, but I didn't get to fully meet him. Sorry.
All right, we have Gangrel coming. How is that going to work? How is that going to happen before the convention? Now, did I read that somewhere? Or are we having breakfast? People can have breakfast with Gangrel? Did I read that right?
Yeah, so it's a special ticket. It's $100. Basically, you get breakfast with Gangrel. They're calling it Breakfast with the Vampire. It's brought to you by Ink Tank Autographics, and they're the ones that are bringing Gangrel to the FanFest. So it's an opportunity. It's super limited. I think it's limited to 10 or 20 people. It's going to be at a local diner just down the street from the FanFest, and that's about an hour, hour and a half prior to when doors open for the FanFest. So if you buy the ticket, you go that morning, you have breakfast with him. Like I said, it's $100. There are still limited tickets available. Comes with an autograph or two with him at the FanFest as well. You get the photo op with him at the FanFest. You get a couple props. I think you get one of their 8x10s, maybe a vampire steak. You get like all kinds of cool stuff with this package. So if you're a Gangrel fan, this is kind of the way to go. And you're starting off the day before the FanFest with having breakfast with, you know, a legend from the WWF. So definitely a cool opportunity for sure.
Like the food itself, is there special themes? Like
It's
for
not,
food,
no.
or is the rest?
Yep, just you know, normal menu. You're allowed up to $20 of worth of food, so you can choose whatever you'd like off the menu.
Cool.
Cool, Sophia. Would that be something that you're interested in, going to have breakfast with a vampire?
Yes.
Sounds like a
Dingle
no-brainer.
Walker, remember?
So, besides Kurt Angle, any other person on the
Guy
bucket
said
list?
something.
Oh, guy said, my wife ran into Kurt Angle at the Golden Corral here. He was eating with his family. Wow.
Very cool.
And guy also says that, yeah, the
Dingle
Dingle
Walker.
Walker, yeah, would love it, I'm sure.
Yes.
Another
See what
bucket
happens.
list member to bring in
Who else would you bring in?
to FanFest.
Oh, who else would I want to bring in? Well, you know,
List.
Rick Martel was a big one for me for a few years there, and we got him kind of right off the bat with FanFest. He actually appeared at 2 of our FanFests. He was probably one of the ones I was most excited to work with. Same with Brian Clark, Adam Baum. As a kid, I was always a big Adam Baum fan. So to be able to work with him was, I was a fan of the heels. You
Really?
know, you catch me watching the Berserker and Papa Shango and all these crazy guys, Nails. Yep. And that was me. I loved all of them, you know.
Really? All right, Lash wants to know, are the pro photo ops or table selfies?
So table selfies this year. We do have a pro photographer, not doing pro photo ops with the talent per se, but they're going to have a backdrop set up in the hallway kind of for everybody. People can kind of mess around, take free photos there, take photos with the cosplayers. That's a perfect opportunity to do it right there. And she'll be taking, you know, pro photos and posting them after the fact on the website. So.
Yay.
Okay, Daydreaming Comics, one of our networks that we air on.
Dingleberry time. Dingleberry.
And
Dingleberry.
Sophia. There you go. You got a comment.
Scared my cat.
Wanting a Dingleberry. When you go through your process every year of picking out the talent, I know you said you listen to the fans, but what is the criteria that you go through of picking out your guests and lining it up? Do you start right from the day of the events? Like, say, FanFest 10 ends, do you start planning that convention out the day after FanFest 10 ends, or do you give it some time? How do you start planning? When do you start going through that Rolodex and going, okay, next year we're getting this person. Can you come back? This, that, and the other thing. How do you go about bringing these people in?
So this year, I don't have a super ticket lineup per se. So me personally, I'm not bringing in a lineup, but the vendors are bringing the talent to this particular show.
Cool.
In general, you know, normally I also have a super ticket lineup as well. So what goes into that is you want to try to hit all the different eras. Kind of, that's how I do it anyway. Have a good mix, so you kind of want somebody from the 80s, somebody from the 90s, the 2000s, maybe an ECW person in there or a WCW. I like to try to attract all the different audiences, and I think that's the best way to do it. But in the past, every show that I've put on, I'm usually right at it the next day, and it's a year of work. It's just me doing it. Other than my great staff who helps me out the day of the show, I don't have a full staff all year round. It's just me. So putting the talent together, putting the, sometimes we have the Hall of Fame ceremony tied in. We do all the Q&A panels some years. So there's a lot that goes into it, and it's all me. But I enjoy doing that, and it's a labor of love for sure.
No, for sure. I mean, the conventions themselves, they are packed. Last year, it was standing room only. The vendors were top notch, and just walking. Now, it's not just wrestlers either. You had a baseball player there last year, didn't you?
We had Ray Bork, NHL.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not sports. I didn't know what the hell the guy was. All I know was the guy was.
Yeah, he's a Bruins Hall of Famer. Ray Bork was there, and we also had Dennis Rodman, of course, from the NBA.
Yeah, well, I know Rodman because of wrestling in the movie. So
Bruins,
I know who
Bruins, bro.
I don't know. So anyway, vendors. Do you reach out to the vendors? Do you handpick your?
Yeah, it takes a long time. It takes years of FanFest to really feel out the vendor scene and see who does what, who sells what, and what they offer. See which vendors work and which vendors don't work. Sometimes it's not a great fit for the show, or they could be tough to work with. Luckily, I haven't had many of those incidents over the years. But yeah, it's at this point I've worked with most of them. We have a couple new faces this year. But other than that, these are all returning vendors who have been there before. Some offer, like you said, pop figures, and some specialize in autographed items, and some specialize in trading cards. And, this show this year in particular is a sports and toy show first and foremost. So we're advertising it as a sports memorabilia, toy and collectible show with the wrestling sprinkled in. So it's kind of something for everybody. So we have a couple artists this year. We have a couple vendors who sell comic books. We have tons of trading cards, all sports, multiple vendors who have Pokemon cards. And it's something for everybody on a pay level. There could be loose cards for $1 or $5, but there's also slabbed cards and graded cards. So we have something for everybody, for all the collectors. We have buyitsign.com. They're going to be a big part of it. Cardboard Keepers, another great sports vendor. Mikey the Big's Collectibles. Those three vendors alone are just bringing an unbelievable amount of sports memorabilia, professionally framed, signed memorabilia. So really looking forward to having them.
All right, so Guy says Sophia should cosplay as a wrestler. Sophia the Dingleberry Destroyer. Now, the Angrygeeks Championship for being in the New England podcasting scene and getting that award, Sophia kind of kidnapped the belt, and she's going to be brandishing that belt during the convention, Joe.
Sure.
Now, we all hear the rumors, and we all see the comments that whenever a fan goes to a AEW or WWE event, if that fan brings their championship belt with them in the stands, they should have to defend that belt in the fans. You've seen these comments and you see these memes, right?
Right.
Okay. Do you think Sophia should have to defend the Angrygeeks heavyweight championship?
Just out of nowhere like that? I don't know. There should be a stipulation, where you can kind of choose your battles, I think.
Okay. Last year I hit someone with a chair.
I'm just worried. I don't want to have to lose I don't want to lose the belt because we worked very hard for that. Now,
Dingleberry them.
What?
just dingleberry them if they try to come for the belt.
Oh, okay.
Could do a dingleberry on a pole match.
Yes.
That's never been done.
Never been done.
I just picture
And
Rikishi though. I might like, I don't know, if he like turns.
Jessica is in the house.
The hot sauce is the best. The hot sauce is the best.
Wait, the what now?
Hot sauce is the best.
Hot sauce.
Yes. And Sophia, cute
Hi,
hairstyle. That's what I'm
Garashi.
trying to tell her.
Thank you.
Sophia,
Wait,
what are
you
you doing
didn't
with
do
the
the Jessica
cameras?
noise.
I did play it. But I'll play the other one.
There we go. Thank you.
All right, but I played the other one.
Yes, the
Now,
hot sauce.
Sophia, why are you playing with the cameras?
Huh?
Are you playing with the cameras? Are you done?
Now I am.
You are so unprofessional.
Hi, Nicole.
You are
She
so
knows sold that.
No, I know. I know she did. I know she did. So, speaking of no sell, let's talk about the talent that you're bringing in from Netflix. We have Hollywood. We have Buff Bagwell from WCW. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Who else are we bringing in? Rhode Island Comic Con is bringing in Melina. I'm trying to think without cheating.
Yep, Melina will be there, former WWE Women's Champion, Rhode Island Comic Con. We'll be bringing her in, so it's going to be a great appearance. They just announced her pricing today, so 40 an autograph, 40 a photo op, and 60 for a combo. So Melina's got a huge following. She's super popular, and she's so good with the fans. You know, I highly recommend, getting a photo with her or an autograph. You know, she's just awesome. From a Hall of Famer standpoint, we have Hacksaw Jim Duggan, like you said. We have Kurt Angle, of course, like we spoke about. And we have Buff Bagwell, WCW. We have the Sandman from ECW. We have, like you said, Netflix, and, of course, OVW. Hollywood, Haley J. We have the Reinforcer, Andrew Anderson. He's done commercials, the movie The Wrestler, and he's an independent wrestler as well. He's actually on his retirement tour right now. Teddy Goods, speaking of retirement, he's a local wrestler who just recently retired. He'll be there signing autographs. We also have Gangrel, WWF legend, making his first appearance for New England Fan Fest. We have Matt Cardona, the Matt Cardona, formerly known as Zack Ryder, super popular. He has a great following. Obviously, the Major podcast. He's got the figure line, his own Major figure line with Brian Myers, and everything they put out, I feel like, is just outdoing the next. I mean, they have so many cool things that are coming out, some great ideas. And so fans are very excited about Matt Cardona. He's one that people have asked for, and he's finally going to be here. So looking forward to that, courtesy of Evolved Designs, bringing in Matt Cardona. We also have The System. If you're a fan of TNA, we have Brian Myers, formerly Kurt Hawkins. We have Alicia Edwards, and, of course, diehard Eddie Edwards. So 3 members of The System will be there. They'll be doing photo ops together if you'd like, or singly. We have Smart Mark Sterling from AEW. He's manager currently. And he's, of course, a part of the Major pod as well. Maven will be there, the first ever winner of Tough Enough from the WWF. So that's another cool appearance.
It's an Undertaker during the Royal Rumble.
He did. Very surprisingly, a huge upset. People are excited about him. He's never been at the neat thing about this con is there are so many appearances for the very first time. So we've had 10 fan fests. You would think that we're kind of running out of people at this point, but Matt Cardona, Kurt Angle, Maven, the Sandman, these guys are all appearing for the first time for the most part. So it's going to be very special. We also have Jacques Rougeau, the Mountie himself, and he's coming from Canada. He's coming courtesy of 601 Promotions, and it's their very first time being a vendor outside of Canada. So we're happy to have them. We're happy to have the Mountie. The Mountie is one of the highest requested superstars to appear at FanFest. He's never been, and he was scheduled to appear, but then our show we shut it down because of COVID. back in 2020. And this will be finally an opportunity for fans to meet the Mountie at FanFest.
Cool.
And I do have very reasonable. I just checked out his prices, and it's very reasonable to meet Jacques Rougeau because of that was a little joke there.
Oh, you got cut off, so I'm not too sure what you said.
Yeah.
Dang it, Bobby.
I was just saying, his prices are very reasonable.
The pricing is reasonable.
Okay.
Yes, but no, I am looking forward to meeting him as well. But
I highly recommend him for photo ops because he's going to be there in full attire with the hat, the coat, the rod. I mean, he's going to have the boots. He's the whole deal. So he'll be in full attire, and I think fans will, really get a kick out of that. And I mean, he's one of the greats. Whether you look at him as the Mountie, great singles run, Intercontinental champion, of course, the Quebecers tag team champions. The Quebecers went on to WCW, amazing French Canadians. Of course, one of the fabulous Rougeau brothers with his brother Ray. I mean, he's done so much within the industry, even as a pinfall over Hulk Hogan in his home city there. It was on a non-televised show, and Hulk did that for him. It was at I believe it was a WWF show. Yeah.
As the Mountie, or was it Jacques Rougeau?
It wasn't televised, so I don't know if he was Jacques Rougeau or the Mountie, but he definitely had a pinfall. And it's rare for Hogan to take a loss like that, so he definitely put over a friend. I guess they're pretty close, and it's awesome.
Oh, Lola, excuse me, Joe. Lola.
Ooh, could that be email coming my way?
She was talking to Sophia. I'm sorry.
She said hello, boys.
Oh.
And Jessica also commented.
Yes, Jessica is also coming in. Yeah, Jessica is going to be a cosplayer there as Captain Carter. Joe, let's talk about cosplay. You're bringing cosplayers into the con as well. Last year, Sophia was there. Sophia's going to be there again. And of course, Hot Sauce herself, Jessica, is there as Captain Carter. How do you go about choosing your cosplay guests?
Well, some of them, like Sophia, I've worked with before, so people that I see do a great job and I familiarize with over the years, like to bring them in. Always like to include a couple new faces as well. We have Jessica, who we've had before as well. This will be her second appearance. We also have Corey as Spidey, of course, Sophia. We have Casey Miranda as Wonder Woman. We have Stephen Cuttle as Superman. Stephen Cuttle is one of the nicest guys ever. And I've used him even prior to the FanFest at different block party events I've put together for Whole Foods Market. And he's just a pleasure to work with. And Mark Pinkston, who does Paul Bearer, he does an awesome job at Paul Bearer. I think this will be his fourth time with us cosplaying as Paul Bearer. So he's a regular. Tristan Bianchi is doing Sally. It's her first time with us, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh.
And then we also have Thanos as well. Very first time that he is cosplaying for us. So
cool.
If we can have someone from the past, someone that is no longer with us, who would that person be to be a guest at FanFest?
Oh man, I'd have to narrow it down to two. For me personally, would either be Crush or Mr. Perfect.
Okay.
Two of my favorites.
We all know who I would say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all know who that would be. Without a shadow of a doubt, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, I think that would be grand. That would be
Mr. Perfect. Yeah. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2003, and that was kind of, a lot of conventions weren't even around yet, so they weren't as big as they are now. So you didn't have as many opportunities to meet Mr. Perfect. And certainly back in his career, there were not a lot of opportunities for heels to sign autographs as well. And he was a heel most of his, Mr. Perfect run. I once met him in an elevator at the Providence Civic Center. It was the only time I ever met him. And he just looks at me, shakes my hand, and says, "You wrestling me tonight, kid?" And I was probably 17 or 18, and that like blew me away. That experience was awesome.
Awesome.
My shaking like a leaf on a tree. It was after his first title defense against a one-man gang, Saturday Night's Main Event recording. And it was at Springfield, Massachusetts, in the one-man gang, as I said.
Yep.
And do you remember Howard Johnson's when they were on the Mass Pike?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, it was in between exit 6 and 8, eastbound. So they must have been heading to Boston, Worcester, Boston, or going out there. And the taping just got done. We pulled over to get something to eat at Howard Johnson. It was open all night. And I'm sitting there and I'm facing the camera.
Tune in next
and
week.
I'm eating, and all I see is a flash of purple and orange walk across quick.
Ooh.
A huge. I can't even remember what the hell I'm eating. I dropped what I was eating, and I bolted. Now, my brother was with me, and he's like, "What the?" Seconds later, in comes Mach out of the restroom. Liz is inside the rental car. It was a Lincoln Town car. Liz is wearing a white dress. Flowers all over it. Same dress that she was there. And I was like, can I have an autograph? He goes, "You got a pencil?" Just like that. And I was like, and he goes, "Let me see if I have one in the car." And sure enough, he looks over, a whole cup full. "There you go, kid." Signs it. And Liz signed it. And I was like, shook my hand, got in the car and took off. And I was like, forget it. And
now you say first time. Have you met him multiple times?
Yep. I met him another time when he was Mr. Madness. Yeah, when he got banned from the WWF. It was after when he wasn't reinstated.
Okay.
And another TV taping where he wrestled Jake, and they did the whole thing with the Cobra. It was Savage was coming out as Mr. Madness, and what they used to do was just have a silhouette of Savage saying, "I'm gonna come in there and I'm gonna be wrestling for my friend Macho Man Randy Savage, and I'm gonna take you out. I'm Mr. Madness and this." And during the taping, of course, it was a dark match, and Savage came out, and after that, he was signing autographs and everything. After the show, and I got to meet him there too. It was during a house show, and he was out in the lobby signing stuff, and I got to walk over and say hi. So I got to meet him 3 times. Got my picture taken twice. Yeah, it was just
That's awesome.
Yeah, incredible.
I never got a photo with him, but he was the first superstar that I ever met, and it was 1981. And he was a part of the Almax Food Festival, which was at the Providence Civic Center. And it was like $5 to get in, and you could try basically, it was samples of every item that Almax Supermarket was selling at the time. So just row after row of all the samples, and they had Macho Man and the Harlem Globetrotters there, and you could meet them for free.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I met Macho, and he was super nice and super down to earth, and it was a cool experience.
Yeah, he was much. He was so cool, you know.
Yeah,
he was like so laid back, and when he was Mr. Madness, he was sitting there he was always in total character. When after his first title, of course, all bandanas, spandex, everything. The next 2 times I met him, cowboy hats. I mean, you can see was a big influence on me between him and Elvis.
Right.
And it was just cowboy hats, bandanas, the fringe, you name it. He was sitting there and he was like, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah, all right, good to meet you. Yeah, happy. Yeah, take care." And I had my little brother with me the second time. He was like, "Hey, you kids behave. Yeah, all right. Yeah, dig it." And it was just like the coolest thing because like, he was just cool as a cucumber. Not like he was cutting a promo. He was just like awesome. And especially with my little, hey, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, be good. Listen to your mom and dad. Yeah, don't run now. Be careful. And it's just like, wow. It's just
That's
like
awesome.
Awesome. And just very, very cool. Very cool. And the only one that I met that I kind of had a bad experience with, and I don't want to speak ill of the dead, was the initials were JS, and his ring name was SF, and he was Samoan.
He was Samoan.
Yeah, well, Fijian.
I'm drawing a blank.
He was a prince from the Fijian Islands. He flew around the ring.
Oh,
He was super.
You're talking about Jimmy Snuka. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Like he was
Really
mean
bad
to you?
experience with Jimmy.
Yeah. And
He's not
Haku
nice.
kind of smoothed it over because he was cool. But yeah, a bad experience with Jimmy.
Wow.
I don't want to. Yeah, it was bad.
Interesting.
That's too bad.
Yeah, but other people were like never had a bad experience with anyone, but him, yeah, it was bad. Yeah. Did you have experience?
I've been lucky. I mean, for the most part, everybody's been awesome. That I've brought in my lineups have been nothing but a pleasure. You know, most of the vendors I've met have been great. The stars they bring in. Dr. D. David Schultz was a little tough, you know.
Well,
As
look at his
expected.
track record.
Yeah. But yeah, no, overall it's been great. I have no complaints. Everybody's been great to
Look
work
at his
with.
track record.
Good. That's good.
Questions about the convention before we continue and go on with the show because we have to pay some bills. We're running out of time.
Nothing I can think of at the moment. But you have some comments.
Okay, so what comments have we got? You should have been okay. Here you go.
There was never a genius without a tincture of madness.
Without the what?
Tincture.
I know what he's talking about. Lenny Poffo. Okay. Don't really know much about St. Patrick's Day, but laughing my ass off. Okay.
From another side of the world. But hi, Jesse.
Okay. Jesse
Welcome back.
and Lola says, "Sorry, I'm back."
Welcome back.
All right. So, Joe, $10 to get in general admission. All the guests are prices available at the table.
Yep.
Some are cash only. Some
Yes.
you could pre-order.
Always have cash on you just in case.
Yeah, just in case, bring
Your
cash.
tickets
But
now.
for the most part, they offer
Yes.
cash and credit for most of the stars. But $10 cash only at the door to get in. General admission adults, and then children 10 and under get in for free.
There you go.
So it's definitely affordable for the whole family. You can bring the whole family if you have, several younger kids, and it's just $10 for you to get in. And like I said, there's something for everybody. It's from 10 to 4, and Kurt Angle will be there for 3 hours. He starts at 11. Everybody will kind of mostly be there for the duration of the FanFest. So if you get there at 10, 11 o'clock, you're guaranteed to meet everybody. They'll be there till 1, 2, 3 o'clock. So
Cool.
No, with someone like Kurt Angle, and they have a limited
What?
time restraint on you as a promoter of the con
What was the question?
to get people to the table, get people to have their picture taken, have their autograph signed, and get them away, especially if you have a rabid fan that has a gazillion questions to ask, wants to spend time with him, but you're like, no, you really can't. I got a lot of people. He's only here for a short amount of time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, we don't normally
How
address it that way. I mean, we're very intimate with the fans. FanFest has always had the reputation of having maybe more time than some of the other cons. You know, it's not a herd just going through and all right, next. You know, we give the fans time. So you know, obviously, you don't want to have a 5-minute conversation, but you've got the time to talk, take a picture, sign an autograph, maybe tell a quick story. You know, we don't want it to be a negative situation where you're just in and out. And you know what? I didn't even get to talk to the guy, or you know, we don't like that. So we try to make sure that all the fans have enough time.
Great, that's what I want to. When is a personal friend of mine going to be at the con, the Honky Tonk Man?
He was there in 2019.
Yeah, when is he going to come back? That's why I'm asking you. When is he coming back?
That's a good question. I mean, yeah, he did very well. He had the rhythm and blues going on there with Greg the Hammer, and you never say never. We have lots of returning guests as well. So
cool.
All right, Sophia.
Yes.
It's time for you to pay some bills from CH Square Collectibles. Sophia, it's time for you to play a game.
I want to play a game. All right. Hello. We're going to play Quiz with Quinzel. I'm going to ask a question, and you have to answer correctly. All right. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Who was Elvis Presley's favorite superhero?
Come on. I'll let Joe try to answer this before I say Captain Marvel.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Come
Spoiler
on,
alert.
You don't ask me a question about Macho Man. You don't ask me a question about Superman, and you certainly don't ask me a question about Elvis. Come on, Sophia.
I figured you'd like that question.
Yeah, I did. I liked it very, very much. But you don't spit in the wind, you don't tug on Superman's cape, and you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger. Come on. How would you do? You really didn't think I knew it?
Dingleberry.
Did you really not think that I would know that? Joe, would you think that I would not know that question?
When I heard that word, I said, well, he's got that answer. So
What about chat? We're asking chat as well.
Oh, yes, we're asking chat. Does anyone in chat? I don't see chat lighting up.
You said the answer.
Yes, but you also said I was lagging for a little bit, and I still don't see
Definitely.
it. And the look on Joe's face, he was like, So, no, it was, yes. Come on. Hey, question of the week is brought to us by Eric Yako and Alternate Universe LLC, where Sophia and I both are going to be there. Sophia, when are we going to be there?
When?
Yeah, when?
April 12th on my 37th birthday.
That's right. We're going to be there on Sophia's birthday. So make sure not only do you guys come down to the store at the store's anniversary, but come down and say happy birthday to Sophia.
Yay.
Because we're going to be broadcasting live from the store to celebrate the store's anniversary, celebrate Sophia's birthday. Come get a dingleberry from Sophia.
Dingleberry.
And the store is going to have a sale and a whole bunch of stuff. And not only are Sophia and I going to be there, but Joe St. Pierre is going
And there he goes.
to be there doing commissions, signing autographs.
the 12th, you said?
April 12th.
April 12th.
Come down
Eric
and have some
Yako
fun.
is the man.
And
Eric.
yes, you have a
Yay.
podcast with us.
Be
And
fun.
yes, so come down. And just remember,
Eric welcomes you with open arms.
if you don't have an LCS in your area, Eric will. All you have to do is contact him. Tell him what you want your pull list. and he'll get them to you.
He's getting me the
Got 'em.
Harley Quinn farting book.
Oh, is that a new novel?
Yep.
Nice.
It comes out at the end of this month. There's literally a scratch and sniff Harley Quinn fart book.
Oh my goodness! Wow. He's speechless.
Yes.
Any
So
book, any comic.
and- Yes, I am speaking. I found out something very concerning about Sophia Saturday night,
What?
and I'm gonna blackmail her with that. So, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I know what
no.
you're talking about.
Yes, you do. So anyway, first question of the week, Joe. Since you're our guest, you're going to answer the question first.
Yes.
What the hell?
220, 222, or whatever it's.
That's a question?
Yes.
220, 222, or whatever it takes.
Yeah. What is your answer?
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Good answer. What answer? Oh, my brother's in the house. What is going on, Jar Jar? How
Hi,
are
Is that a
you?
gun in your pocket, or are you happy to see me?
Yeah.
Inside joke.
We're all happy.
Tyler, hello.
Mia,
What? I didn't say nothing wrong. Did I? I probably did.
220, 222,
Oh. Yes.
or
Am I supposed to know what that means?
whatever it takes.
I don't know what that means. 222, I guess.
220, 222.
Yeah, what's that mean?
This answer. 220. That's fine. I just wanted to know the answer to that question. 220, 222, or whatever it takes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with whatever it takes. Question number 2. Oh, hold on. We got more answers.
Hello?
Lola says
220. Jeremy says,
220. Very good answer, Lola. Lola gets it. I think we're both trying to hit the comments at the same time, Sophia. Yes, I did. All right. Next question. Joe, are you ready?
I am. We're gonna go green.
You are a magic marker. What color are you?
Green's kind of always been my favorite color. Plus, the Hulk is green. Come on.
Okay, perfect. Sophia, you are a magic marker. What color are you?
red.
Well, I'm not going to ask why, but sure, I'll bite. Why?
The color of blood. I'm just kidding.
For a small person, you are very frightening.
Thanks. Thank you.
I kind of like the hot pink.
Oh, like a magenta.
No, hot pink, not magenta. Hot pink.
Aren't they the same? What?
Why? Nothing. Nothing.
Do you like my dancing hat?
Yeah.
Very festive.
Very. Yes.
Thank you.
Very, very festive. Joe, are there? And we have another comment coming in. And yes, she is. Yes,
Rage and
she
blood.
very is.
Like my eyeball this morning.
Can we get back to our guest,
Yes.
Sophia?
Yes.
Okay. So, Joe, being a former wrestling promoter, is there at any time that Jeremy Courtney, my brother, says orange? Is there any chance at one of the FanFest to actually have a match or two going on during the convention?
No, a lot of people have asked me that over the years. We came close in 2015 with the one with Goldberg at the convention center. We almost had a deal with House of Hardcore when they were still relatively new. That was kind of run by like Tommy Dreamer. I think it would have been their 10th show at FanFest, but it was kind of a last minute thing and it fell through. But there's so much that goes into running a show that it's really, for me personally, it's just not worth it. There's so much that goes into it, and to tie it in with this, which is already a year's worth of work, it's just a little overwhelming for me personally. Maybe if I had a full team of people, it'd be a different story, but just not interested in doing a show.
All right, if we were to have a match, you had just said House of Hardcore.
Yeah.
What type of match would it be? Would it be a hardcore match? Would it be a 2 out of 3 fall? Would it be a Iron Man match? What type of match would you like to see? What type of match? What is your, let's say, what is your fanfare? What type of match do you prefer? What match gets your juices flowing for wrestling per se?
Yeah, so I mean, my specialty would probably be a steel cage match.
Really?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. I mean, there have been so many good cage matches in wrestling history, so I'm a big fan, and I feel like, fan wise, that would probably be one of the most popular options, is having a cage match.
Big Blue or FanFest is a fantastic find. Thank you, Tim. Big Blue, classic cage, or Hell in a Cell.
I mean, in a perfect world, if I could do it, the Big Blue.
Really? Why?
I know it hurts more, and that's why they came up with the other concepts. It's more of a chain link fence now, but I mean, it's the blue classic steel cage. How can you beat that?
Well, I mean, Big Blue. I mean, I would.
Dang it, Bobby.
Do cage Lola said the steel cage. Cage from the 70s and it was chain link fence, barbed wire across the top. And
East.
Wade's comment, because he agrees with the steel cage.
Steel cage.
If you recall those steel cage matches, Stan Stasiak, Bruno Sammartino, Flair, Harley on the inside, you had to escape the cage. Those are some bloody, brutal matches, and those are the matches that got you moving.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite cage match is actually Brett and Owen.
Really?
Yeah, SummerSlam '94. You could escape from the door, but you could also go over the cage, which they did. But man, it was like a technical classic, and they used the cage so much. I mean, some cage matches you don't even see the cage used at all. It's just kind of there as a prop. But they actually, went into the cage many times, and I don't know. It was just, there wasn't blood, but it was like 45 minutes or something, and it was just classic.
What was the first cage, before we wrap up, what was the first cage match that you ever saw? I can go on for hours talking to you about wrestling, Joe, not just your con.
I mean, I guess, the first highlights I ever saw was Morocco and Snuka in the cage. When he dove off the top. Of the cage, Madison Square Garden.
Headbutt?
He headbutted him out of the cage? Ah, Morocco, or the beach bomb, as we used to call him back in the day. He headbutted him to win the match, because back in the day, in the late 70s, early 80s, there was the refs, you just weren't allowed. The ref was on the outside of the cage. He had the key to the cage. Was to go over the top or through the door. That was it. Nothing else. And that was the only way to win. And Jimmy Snuka headbutted Don Morocco when he fell out of the cage.
Oh. It was a dingleberry.
And that's how Don Morocco retained the Intercontinental Championship. Which I saw was Undertaker versus Mankind. That was Hell in a Cell. Those cage matches were incredible. The very first cage match that I've ever witnessed was actually Snuka versus Bob Backlund, when Snuka missed the splash from the top of the cage,
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
where he stood on top of the cage, leapt off the top, and Backlund rolled out of the way, and Snuka missed, hit the cage. That was it.
Ouch.
And Backlund got up and won. That was
Yeah.
what even brought Snuka to my attention. And even though I had a bad experience with him, he was like, holy cow. Immediately became one of my favorites in the 80s, late
Yeah.
70s or early 80s, because he was the phenom. He was the original phenom. He was just phenomenal until that whole breakup with Ray the Crippler Stevens. I don't know if you recall that, when Buddy Roberts became his manager, and it was just insane. Second cage match that I saw was Stan Stasiak against Bruno Sammartino, and Bruno actually ran out of the cage for that match. That was just insane too. That was Madison Square Garden as well, because we had the MSG network, and it was just crazy.
Mick Foley was actually in the crowd as a fan for Snuka Morocco in a cage in MSG.
Yes, I remember seeing that. You can actually see him in there. Lola says that I remember Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy. That would have been WrestleMania 2. Hogan's ribs were taped up for that.
Ouch.
And that was in Big Blue. Yeah, I hate it when they went to Big Blue, Joe.
Big Blue.
I hated that so bad.
Rick Rude and Warrior, that was in the Big Blue.
SummerSlam 89.
Yeah, the last time they used Big Blue, as far as I know, was Triple H and Mankind at SummerSlam 97. And that's when Mankind ripped his costume off and he had the Dude Love under it.
Yes, yeah.
I remember that. Then they repainted the Big Blue to the Big Black. They used the same cage, but it was black, and they did that for a couple years before they brought in the cage that we know today.
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad they went back to the chain link fence. So, Joe, I can talk to you all night about wrestling, but we are out of time. So please, once again, tell everyone they can find you on social medias, and tell everyone once again the date of New England Fan Fest 5.
Absolutely. New England Fan Fest 10 is coming on Saturday, April the 5th, and that's going to be allaccessentertainment.com. So all access with 2 X's. You can actually pre-order your tickets right now, or tickets are available at the door, $10 general admission, cash only. And like I said, children 10 and under get in for free. We're on Facebook as New England Fan Fest, and of course on YouTube as All Access Entertainment.
Sophia, tell everyone where they can find you and us.
Okay, you can find me at Sophia Cormier on Twitch, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you can find us at the same platforms and theangrygeeks.com.
And I promise.
Thank you, Man Goat.
Thank you,
goat.
Man Goat. You are the man, I promise.
Oh, look at that.
And I promise Sophia and I will figure out our new platform sooner. Or thank you so much. I could talk to you for hours about wrestling. We're gonna
Same here, man. Thank you both for having me. I appreciate it.
We're gonna have you. Hey, we'll see you guys next week. And I want to see you guys at